Yes, ma'am, we are live now. Good
Okay.
afternoon, participants. Welcome to the live session of the course Fundamentals of Computing. Our instructor, Professor Rakhi Garg, ma'am, is here with us, along with the TA, Ms. Divya. Kindly feel free to join in and clear all your doubts. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. So, I'm ready to take up the questions. I think I have a Google form also where the question was written. This was from Rahul T. Rahul, are you present?
No, ma'am, that particular student is yet to join. Right now, only Nitish has joined, ma'am.
Nitish, I know he's also a student.
Oh,
So,
okay, ma'am.
there are the queries which is from the Rahul,
Yeah.
is author, uh, Tri- what Krishan Kumar and Abhilasha. So they have joined. No.
No, ma'am, not yet, ma'am, not yet.
Ah,
But we can answer those questions. The students have a provision to watch the recording, ma'am, later on also.
acha, they have a provision to watch.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So can I take up the questions one by one?
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. So the first question was asked from the Rahul T. He's a student, and his question is, it is, what are the common problem solving techniques used in computing, and how we decide which to apply? So, since it was a fundamentals of a computing, so here we have only discussed only two methods. That's the flowchart and the algorithm. When we have smaller problems, then obviously we will go for the flowchart as the best option. But in the case of big problems, in that case, if you draw a flow chart, it will be take more than 10 or 20 pages. In that, it will very difficult to understand where the data is flowing in the flow chart. I mean, where the flow goes. So, in that particular case, I'll suggest you should go for the algorithm. But this is the question which is asked, so this is also related to the design and analysis of algorithm. So I can discuss that also later on. You may be able to understand. Another criteria is what if there is a brute force technique. Brute force technique means what, you can solve the problems by hit and trial method. Okay, so that is what we call as a trial and error method. If that problem can be put into that way, that is one of the method. Second one is, if you have a larger problems, then that if you are able to break it into the smaller ones, then that can be also done. And for that, we go for the divide and conquer strategy. And third option is, if you go for the optimal solutions as well as a feasible solution, then in that case you can go for this dynamic programming and greedy techniques. These all brute force, divide and conquer, dynamic programming, and that greedy methods, this comes under the design and analysis of algorithms. So this can be discussed in the later, in the later phase. But since it's a fundamentals of a computing, so here we have to confine to the what you can say, algorithm and the flow chart. I hope I'm able to define that. Any questions?
Ma'am, we can move on to the next question posted by yes, Atharva,
Atharv.
who is a
So,
faculty. And
okay. Atharv have asked three questions. So I'll take one by one. First question is, among networking devices like hubs, switches, and routers, how do we decide which one to use in a given network setup? Okay. So it's a very good question. Since we have a various this networking devices. So, if we have a simple network, means simple means what? Where we security is not of much concern, then we will go for the hubs. And if we have a system where the number of users are connected to a single LAN in the and security is of major concern, then we go for the switches. As in the case of a BHU, we use a switches. But in your lab, suppose there you have a 10 systems and there you want to do the networking. In that case, you can go for the hubs. Routers, you might have heard that this is used in your home also. So this is basically used to connect one network with the another networks. So like your home network with the outer networks. So this is the answer of the first question. Second question was, could you explain the main differences between a single user operating system and a multi-user operating system with examples? Okay. So single user, as the name suggests, the resources is only allocated to the single user. It cannot be shared among the different more than one users. Whereas in the case of a multi-user operating system, the resources can be shareable among the number of users. Like honestly speaking, if I say the best example of the single user operating system is the MS-DOS and Windows 3.11. So and your palm operating systems also, these are the single user, or because only the resources has been used by the single user, they are dedicated to it, they are not shareable among the different users. But in the case of a Linux, Unix, or the various version of the Windows, we have nowadays NT onwards, 10, Windows 97, and NT, Windows 10. These are what the examples of a multi-user. Linux and Unix are also the example of a multi-user. And here the resources can be shared. You have gone through what the time sharing techniques, so that techniques can be applicable in the case of a multi-user. That's the answer of the second question. Okay. The third question is, could you explain how IP addresses and DNS work together to make internet communication possible? Yes, IP address is used to locate the machine. So, and DNS is what, it's like a telephone book where from the given name you get the particular number. Okay. So DNS, like if we write a google.com, so it has some address which you are not, that is not possible for everyone to remember. So suppose I have sent a request from one machine, it will go to the DNS server, and DNS server, okay, it is google.com. It will take the address of the google.com and all the pages related to that and transfer it to what to you, your particular machine from where it has been asked, or for asked, not you can say asked, from where it has been requested. So in that way, these IP addresses and DNS work together to make internet communication. So should I go for the third? He's a student, Trishan Kumar.
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Trishan Kumar has asked two questions. First question is, why is cache memory considered faster than main memory, and how does it affect CPU performance? Okay. So firstly, I can say that the size of the cache memory is smaller as compared to the main memory. Second one is what? Cache memory is nearer to your CPU. Accordingly, you have L1, L2 cache. Basically, this L1 cache, which is inside the CPU chip. So, to retrieve data, obviously, if something is closer to the CPU, the latency time will be lesser. So in that way, you can say what that the data can be accessed fastly in the case of a cache, as it is nearer to the CPU and it has a smaller size and it contains all set of data that are frequently required for the execution of instructions to the CPU. If you want to access a data from the primary memory, so that is obviously the latency time will be more because it is far from the CPU. That is the first part. And the second part is what? Its size is large. So you have to locate that data also. That will take some time. So that's why in that way we can say that yes, two reasons are what? It contains a data which are frequently required for the execution of the instructions by the CPU, and it is nearer to what your CPU chip. So that is the answer of the first question. Second question he asked, in binary arithmetic, why is base 2 number system preferred in digital computers instead of base 10? Okay, it's very obvious since your computer system is made up of what? It is a very large integrated circuits, and the transistors are there in which only two operations can be performed, either on or off. So that's why the we use what? The base 2. And yes, the people are working for that for the base 10 also, but for base 10 you have to maintain from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 different sort of circuits will be required to maintain, and which make the things very complicated. So that's why for we use a base 2 number system. Then the last one is Abhilasha, and she has asked, what criteria should we use to choose between different programming languages for a given task? So there are the number of reasons. Number of reasons means what? First, the application type. Application type means what? For what type of application you want to do the programming. So for if you want to design an app, you want to design games, you want to develop what you can say websites, web pages, or embedded system. So for that, the different type of programming languages will be chosen. Suppose you want to maintain the database, then obviously we will go for the Oracle. For embedded system and the gaming, and for large data, obviously we will go for what? If statics is more employed in that, then we go for the R. Otherwise, for more data, then we go for the Python. So that depends. So another criteria is what? The performance. Performance means what? Whether you are going to design it for the real time systems, or you want to have I mean the real time system is what? You want to get the result in a efficient manner, or you can say with a less execution time. So in that case, we will prefer for the languages that can work with which can hold the big data, as well as the that makes a speed up the system. So you can go for the C++, Java, or R, or Python. Third one is scalability and maintainability. So maybe you have a single programming, or you may have a parallel programming. So if you go for the single programming concepts, like means the programs that run on the single machines, so on that case, that can be handled by C++, Java. If designing is a Java, if you maintain a database Oracle. But if we want to deal with the more data, so in that case, obviously you have to move to the languages that handles big data. So in that case, we prefer a Python, Ruby, R. And lastly, the most important thing is the platform on which you want to execute it. So the platform, if you that you want to execute, if it is your simple machine, and you want to solve some problems like factorial of a given number, or Fibonacci series, or something like that, then you can do in any language like C or C++. But the case of what? If you want to work with the supercomputers, or the parallel computers, or with the Hadoop clusters, or MPICH2 clusters, these are the clusters. Spark And then you might have heard about the Spark. In that case, we will go for the either for the Java. If I mean the machine learning technique is not applied in that, but if you go for the machine learning, deep learning, in that case, you have to move to the Python. So these are the various criterias to select different programming languages for a type of task. So very important thing is what you have to decide the task first. What type of task you are going to solve. Accordingly, you have to select the programming language.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for answering all those queries raised by the students in a very in a very detailed manner with examples. Now let's take some questions from the students who joined here on Zoom directly.
Yeah.
Mr. Nitish, can you unmute yourself? Do you have any queries, Mr. Nitish?
And sorry, Nitish is my TA.
Oh, Nitish is okay. What about Arvind, ma'am? Oh, Arvind, what about Arvind?
No,
Somebody?
Arvind is not my TA.
Yeah. Mr.
He
Arvind,
must be student.
can you hear us? Please unmute yourself. Do you have any doubts, Arvind, Mr. Arvind? You can post your doubts on the chat also. Maybe we will give the student 2-3 minutes time, ma'am.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. So in the meantime, would you like to discuss anything in general related to the subject, ma'am?
General related to, I think actually I tried my best to make the things clear.
Right.
Since it was the fundamentals of computing, but the people they have raised a question that is more than that. So I'm happy that they have asked these questions also. It means what their fundamentals are clear, but some of the questions these are very much related to the fundamentals. Like one have asked about the hard switches, routers, when to use it, and the difference between single user and the multi-user. That was a good question. CPU was also, I mean, cache related to the cache memory was a good. It means what they are learning something. I mean, they are learning for my lectures. So I'm happy to see these type of questions. I was expecting more questions.
Yeah,
It
but we
was
received only very few questions, ma'am.
Yes.
So Mr. Aravind has replied in the chat that he does not have any queries, ma'am. I'll just check quickly on the YouTube whether anybody has posted.
Yes, sure.
No, ma'am. On YouTube also, no one has posted.
Actually, it was very much clear through my lectures. I hope so. I'm able to deliver in that way. But
Yes,
still,
ma'am.
the people might have some doubts.
Right, ma'am.
They
And
can clarify it.
right, ma'am. And examination is scheduled on 24th of October for this course, ma'am.
Okay.
So anything related to examination preparation tips would you like to give to our students, ma'am?
Examination tips is what just
What
go
kind of questions they will
lectures.
get? Yeah.
Just go through my lectures. That is more than sufficient. I have covered everything in very broadly. One thing I would like to tell you, since this is the MCQ based, but I suggest you to work on the algorithm and flowchart also, because that needs your logical brain. If you are able to write an algorithm and draw the flowchart for any problem, then your first step is cleared. Means you have passed your first step. That can be easily converted into any language. So this is the fundamental designing of algorithms and drawing a flow chart. Yes, this is a fundamental step. If you have a mastery in it, then you can do anything.
Thank you, ma'am. So our TAs, Ms. Divya, Mr. Nitish, would you like to add any points?
He's sitting with me.
Oh, okay.
You want to add something, you can add it.
Yeah, otherwise we can end the session soon, ma'am, since nobody.
Nobody is there.
Yeah. Maybe we will give two minutes time in case if somebody asks anything?
Sure.
Sure, ma'am.
Nitish, you want to add something? You want to say something? You can add up. He's sitting with me in the lab
Oh,
only.
okay. Oh, so Nitish
Want to
does
add?
not want to add anything.
No, sir, no additions for that. You explained the videos very nicely, and so students go through that, and they will be able to answer each and every questions. Thank you.
So can we wind up the session, ma'am, since there are no
Sure.
queries? Yeah. Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you
sir.
so much, ma'am, for this live session. It was very informative and helpful. We hope
I
our
hope so.
learners. Yeah, definitely, ma'am. It was very useful, and we hope our learners watch the recorded session and benefit from it. We are
Okay,
closing the
thank
session
you.
now. Thank you all.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir.